YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy G back at it again with another video. And I make these videos because one day I went to my bank and I wasn't able to withdraw my money. That's the basis of the whole story. It's more to that, more details, but basically ever since then I've been trying to get my money out of the bank and into something that I have to control. Maybe somebody of you guys watching out there can relate to that. If you do, leave me a comment, share, like the video, and subscribe. I appreciate it. I do these like once a week, so if you're into that, thanks for being here. And this might be a little bit long video, but we'll see. Y'all know I'll be ranting, or if you're new here, I'll be ranting, so just be advised, right? So I've been sitting here thinking, and the Clarity Act, it means, honestly, it just means nothing to me. Once Trump signed in the strategic Bitcoin reserve, and nothing has happened since then. I've kind of let that narrative go. I let that kind of hope go. As far as it specifically, I knew they weren't going to start buying Bitcoin, because if you did that, then that starts kind of like a flywheel, kind of like signaling to the market, hey, the dollar is trash, the dollar is gone, it's debased, it's losing its value in currency, and we all need to start adopting a new currency. I knew they weren't going to do that. No country is going to do that, and I don't believe, even if the world comes to an end, quote unquote, that the U.S. will start buying Bitcoin. It's just not going to happen because it doesn't, control doesn't work that way. All right, they're not just going to just buy a whole different currency and support something other than what they created. The Frankenstein didn't make two monsters; he made one. So with the Clarity Act, the framework, and there's things in it and stuff that, have, protections for investors' money, but I don't, if it passes or not, I don't think it will change the environment of how crypto is labeled, how crypto is perceived. And I say crypto because that's all people see in the media. They don't look at Bitcoin as a valuable asset, or maybe they do, but just for something to make money. So they just put it in the same category as all other cryptos, which is over 100,000 cryptos out there. All right. So the media doesn't publish or doesn't signify Bitcoin as being anything special. It just puts it in the same category as every other crypto. All right. So the Clarity Act doesn't really do much in regards of adoption. It doesn't do anything if you really think about it. But the fact that they use the word clarity, I kind of want to jump on. I kind of want to focus on, because clarity is a very specific word, and it got me thinking. Because they're so against it. And there's so many people speaking out against it, and she's been talking about this. Cynthia Lummis has been talking about this since 2024, maybe even before that, trying to get some framework behind people's money and investing in crypto securities versus non-securities and everything like that, trying to protect people's wealth. And I just, if it's not a no-brainer, it's a no, right? Certain decisions and certain things that come up in life is either yes or no. It's not it's rarely a gray area. I mean, I'm not going to say rarely, because when you talk about human behavior, when you talk about complex relationships between humans, there's definitely gray area. I don't want to discredit that. I'm just saying, outside of the norms, outside of society, and feelings and emotions that people carry around with them, and we're just talking logically, it's either yes or no. So the fact that people are just talking shit and oh my god, and Trump's made it $1 billion from it, and how come he did that? How's he able to do this and stuff? And I'm just like, okay, that's who he is. We knew who he was 50 years ago when like we knew who he was when he was born. Like, wasn't his dad like a fucking billionaire as well? So he came from money. What do you expect? So it's just like, I don't know. For me, it's like a yes or no. Like the Clarity Act. First, the Bitcoin Reserve. He wanted to just display it as a net positive, something good that can happen for Bitcoiners, but it did nothing for us. It doesn't do anything. It custodies confiscated Bitcoin. Like, that's it. And they've created a bill, or the Genius Act, into which they don't have to spend taxpayers' money to acquire more. Okay, cool. But nobody's talking about mining. Like, we're not going to talk about how to actually, build a strategic Bitcoin reserve, as it's titled, because that's the number one way we can just expend the renewable energy to do so, and we can start mining Bitcoin, which are how Bitcoins are created in the first place. And so that would literally be the U.S. strategic Bitcoin reserves of Bitcoin. Literally from the source itself, from electricity itself. We can have it. There's nobody talking about that, so that's how I know it's bullshit. There's nothing that's going to happen with the strategic Bitcoin reserve. That brings me to my second point. And hold on, pause real quick. So my second point is that the Clarity Act is not going to do anything either. As from what I haven't researched this. Don't quote me. I'm just reading articles and watching YouTube videos, honestly, about it. I don't care, because I just don't care. I don't think anything's going to come from this. It doesn't help adoption. It doesn't help educate people about Bitcoin. It just doesn't. It just shows people like, hey, it's safe to invest in Bitcoin now. That's all it said. That's all to me, and that's all it does. It's okay. Don't worry. We got your back now. Like a FDIC bullshit. That's even more bullshit. What happened to the FDIC in 2008? It's the same bullshit. It's the same shit. So the Clarity Act doesn't do anything for Bitcoin. It doesn't do shit. It's the safeguard. It's the safe mechanism, just so people can feel comfortable buying a crypto. That's all it does. But it does nothing for people in a sense of custodying it, self-custodying, teaching them how to use it, what you can use it for. Because if they did that, they'd start preaching about something outside of the system. They don't want people to use anything outside the system. Okay, get it. So the Clarity Act, even if it is passed, it's not going to do shit. It doesn't do anything for us. All right? Brings me to my next point. The clarity of this Trump's office. What does he call it? The whole organization of a running candidate. His y'all know what I'm talking about. The clarity of their what is that word? Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway, him and his company, him and his whole posse, and him and his supporters. The clarity of them, something has to happen. As y'all all know, COVID came with Trump. I'm not going to say he created it. I'm not going to say he knew about it. Honestly, don't think he did. I honestly think it was something that got out of control. Let me not say that. Not out of control. They knew what they was doing. I'm just saying it was an opportunity that they can orchestrate to wreak havoc and make and divide us. Okay, they didn't need Trump to do that. COVID could have came out early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. It was known in the early in late 1990s, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Like it was a variant before the 19. This was that's why it was 19 of them bitches. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was either the year 2019 or 19 variants. I don't quote me. Whatever is that's not the point. Okay, but COVID was a thing before COVID. COVID, like a health crisis, was a thing. Like we use. I don't know. You guys seen the TV shows and the movies? Like they were putting on hand sanitizer, and nobody thought of it because it was just a movie, right? Like it was a 2016. Bitcoin heist. The Bitcoin heist. That if you watch that, the Bitcoin heist, the guy in the movie puts on hand sanitizer before he opens his laptop or his briefcase. One of them. And there's a show, I think they banned it, that came out, I want to say 2016, 17, or 18. And the show, they described a health crisis where you had to put on hand sanitizer. It's not nothing. It wasn't nothing new. They knew about COVID before 2019, 2020, but it's just that we weren't aware of it. And people in China, they knew about it. All right, so it's not anything new. My point is, it's a clarity, because just think about it. It came out 2020. Hindsight is 2020, right? Hindsight is 2020. It's kind of like they give it us like hints at the bullshit that they got coming out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I could be a conspiracy theorist. I could be 100% wrong. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. You're still watching this video up to this point, so obviously you're interested. Or obviously I'm saying something right. Hopefully I don't get shadow banned. I'm already shadow banned, so it doesn't matter. But this is why I need y'all to share the video, like the video, comment, do something. Please. I've been doing this for like the last 6 months. I mean, I've got some comments here and there. And some subscribers. So I appreciate y'all. Alright. Let me get back to the point. Clarity. There's going to be clarity in this organization. What is that word that I'm not thinking of about a presidential campaign? Is it a campaign? I think it's campaign. Whatever. About this campaign. There's some kind of clarity that has to come out of this campaign. Organization. Whatever the word is I'm looking for. So that brings me to either two things can happen before Trump gets out in 2029. 2028 is the presidential election. He gets out of office 2029. So that tells me it's either going to be World War III or another stock market boom. But the thing is, I don't think it's going to be a stock market boom. I don't think we can create a stock market bubble anymore. There's so many people privy to the fact that we're in $40 trillion of debt that we can't pay back. There's so many people that are aware of how money works, in my opinion. At least I want to say 70% of people. Maybe I might be too generous. Maybe it's only 50%. I say 50%. 50% of people know that the money is being printed. So the fact to go and the only way that they can create a stock market bubble is through AI. But we got some things called unlocks, and we have the internet now. Back in 2000, it was still new. You know what I'm saying? The dot-com boom and bust. Not a lot of people understood what was really going on. But we have almost 30 years after that moment that people understand markets now. I'm just going to say 50%. I think 50% is an okay percentage to say. People understand markets now. So the fact that something's going up and being overvalued, I would say, would cause some people to question why that is. Especially things that's not crypto. You know what I'm saying? We already had not even OpenAI, SpaceX already IPO'd at what, $10 billion, $100 billion that it was overvalued at. And it's lost a little bit of I haven't checked it, so it is what it is right now, but we still got unlocks coming up in August and I believe October or November where the shareholders can cash out. And what's going to happen then? All right. So I don't think people are going to be that. I'm not going to say naive because it's not naivety. I just don't think people are going to be that piqued or intrigued to want to make money through AI, specifically stocks. And that's the only way we're going to push up the stock market or create a stock market bubble, because those are the newest technologically inclined products that can be overvalued at some point or create value within a company structure, right? We had Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and at the beginning, back then. Now we have OpenAI, Anthropic, SpaceX, Tesla. But everybody knows about these companies. Everybody knows about the SpaceX IPO. It launched at 135 or something like that, and it's just. And then we got companies rehiring employees because they fired too many employees, causing the AI causing their business structure or their business bottom line to actually lose money using AI versus if they would have just kept the employees and taught them about AI. So we got that. So people are, I just would say, just cautious about investing in AI. They just are. We get it. Because it was, what was it? Not X, but the other guy, the owner of Twitter, which sold it. He has another company. I can't remember his name or the company right now. But he laid off, what was it? 8,000 employees or something like that? 4,000 employees. And then 3 months later said, "Oh shit, we fucked up. We need our employees back." You know what I'm saying? And so people are cautious. They're just gonna be cautious, I feel like, to buy into AI. That's all I'm saying. Not saying there's no value in it. I'm just saying for people to throw damn near their life savers into it, I don't see it. I don't see a stock market bubble coming in 2028, 2029, or 2027 for that matter. But I'm just saying, like, momentum. It has to get momentum, and I don't see how. I don't see how, because people are smart now. People understand now. So that only leads me to World War III. And hey, it is what it is. And then now that I just thought about it, war creates fucking money. Like, that's still a money grab. That's still a way to make money. It'll just be in guns and ammunition and computer chips and drones and missiles and nuclear energy. That makes more sense to me than AI. Just think about it. War is a means of making money. I don't know if people realize that. But when we go to war, it inflates the money supply. Because we have to pay our soldiers, we got to pay for the equipment, we got to pay to do all this stuff that we do in other countries. People love, like, especially the government. The government loves going to war. What a year ago, what was that thing? The Department of War, whatever. This white guy was on whatever Fox News or whatever news outlet he was on, talking about, oh, America was built on war. That's what we got. That's what we did it for. That's why. That's why we go to war, cause we will win or some whatever the crap it is. Like we love going to war. So why wouldn't we? Everybody's gonna get paid, so we don't have to have a stock market bubble. We could just use the war machine. That's why they call it forever wars, because it creates dollars in the economy. It actually stimulates the economy. So that is what I believe will happen in 2028, 2029. It's got to. It's got to. Because one, like I just said, make people start making money. Businesses will start making money. Two, they can blame it on Trump because we're already in an Iran war. First, second, side note, I don't understand how we could be, or how two countries could be in a war for so long. I mean, I get the Iraq war and everything like that, but Russia, Ukraine, it's been happening since 2022. They still fighting, and now Iran with us since last year. I just don't see how it's so sustainable. Maybe I need to do more research, but I just don't get it. Okay, you fire a couple of weapons, a couple of missiles. Other side fires back. Y'all don't talk. Y'all don't have a conversation. Y'all don't call each other. Be like, hey man, you still want to do this? Like, I'm kind of tired. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to keep this thing going. I really don't. But they do. They really do. Obviously, it's maybe exaggerated. Maybe it's orchestrated. But we still got people in Ukraine and people in Russia just fighting. So I'm definitely not wishing this on us. I'm definitely not hoping that this happens. I don't want to go to war. I really don't. But the fact that they have a Clarity Act, the fact that they use the word clarity, I think can only says that something is going to happen that gives us clarity about the Trump organization, or the Trump, I'm just going to use organization. I know it's a word that I'm not thinking of, but yeah, it's going to give clarity about what's really happening in the background. All right, so I don't think the dollar's going anywhere for a little bit. I think we still got a good 10 years before it collapses. I think. I just don't see it. I don't see a bubble. I don't see the AI markets going out of control and people just buying AI stocks. I can't. It's just not. It's not computing, or it's not feasible to me. It doesn't make sense to me when we could just go to war. So, like I said, I don't want to go to war, but I believe something will happen before Trump's get out of office. I can promise you that. I believe something's gonna happen before Trump get out of office. Maybe we'll go on a bull run. Maybe we'll get the bubble. Either way, something's gonna happen. Pretty much, that's about it. So that's about it, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you think is gonna happen if you're out there. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time, man. Next Tuesday. Talk to y'all later. Y'all remember, man. Hey, something's gotta happen. We gotta update our system somehow, and we gotta find a reason, or I'm gonna say they have to find a reason to update the system. We just have to keep on waiting until they figure it out. Or, I mean, they know, but I guess we got to keep on waiting until they ready to update it. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think it's gonna be within the next 2 years, 2 to 4 years. So I think we still got a good decade before the dollar collapses. 50 trillion? Well, no, it 100 trillion. I give it. We got a good 60 trillion to go before things start happening. Before somebody says, okay, we're not gonna get out of this debt, so we gotta do something. 100 trillion. 100 trillion. Yeah. It's about we get 2 to 3 trillion per year, but every year that percentage goes up. So in 5 years it'll be 3 to 6, not even 3 to 6, 5 to 6 trillion per year, and then another 5 like you get it. So yeah, so because at the end of this year we'll be 42 trillion in debt. Next year 45, the following year 49, and on and on. So I think we got a good leeway of 100 trillion before we start taking it seriously. So yeah, by that time Bitcoin will be, I would say, almost 10 million. Almost 10 million. I'd say about 9 million. Yeah. And then once that happens, it's over. It's over. Whatever they choose to do after that, nobody knows, but Bitcoin will be 100 million by that time. So, hey, it is what it is. Let's hold on. If you're out there, if you're a Bitcoiner, hold on. All right. Change is coming. Talk to y'all later.